coronavirus outbreak, its effects and the efficacy, or otherwise, the authorities' policy and responses are likely to remain centre stage so far as wider market sentiment is concerned in the week ahead. However, there will also be some macroeconomic data and corporate reports that should be informative in their own right. Top down, watch out for two forward-looking indicators. The first is the Federal Reserve of Richmond's monthly manufacturing survey on Tuesday the 24th of March. One of the 12 local branches of the US Federal Reserve, Richmond assesses shipments, orders and employment and then builds a composite index. Each of shipments, orders and employment all weakened in February with the result that the headline index fell from 20 to -2, and the index actually peaked some 2 years ago. Now that might suggest to some that the US economy had been losing momentum, perhaps understandably after an 11-year upturn, even before the effects of the global viral outbreak. But let's see what the March reading looks like. Now the second possible pointer on macroeconomic trends is on this side of the pond, and it's Belgium's Courbe Synthétique, or synthetic curve. The latest monthly score is due on Wednesday the 25th of March. Now you might think this sounds a bit esoteric, but the survey of 6,000 Belgian industrialists has tended to be a pretty good guide to the trajectory of the Stoxx Europe 600 index over time. Last month, the Courbe fell to -2.7, and that ended a run of 5 consecutive improvements in the reading. You'd expect to see another fall in March, given the COVID-19 outbreak, but stock markets have already moved lower very, very quickly, so they're kind of expecting that. Now, from a bottom-up perspective, company news is due to be a little bit thinner on the ground, at least according to the list of scheduled statements. Companies will no doubt, however, look to update shelves on trading as and when they feel it's absolutely necessary to do so in this fast-moving environment. Planned results releases, which could prove informative from their company's own point of view and also from the economic insight they provide, well, they include the following. First up, we will have fizzy drinks maker AG Bar, gambling services provider 888 and Fever Tree Drinks on Tuesday the 24th of March. Next up come house builder Bellway and stricken retailer Ted Baker. They're due on Wednesday the 25th. On Thursday the 26th, we've got cruise ship operator Carnival and Hilton Food, as well as oil services and equipment specialist Lamprell. I guess of those, Carnival could be particularly informative given the shutdowns. And then to finish, veterinary services firm CVS and troubled advertising agency M&C Saatchi, they're due to report on Friday the 27th. But for me, the stock that may be most capable of causing a fuss in the week ahead is Kingfisher. Recently demoted from the FTSE 100 index, the retailer is scheduled to report its full-year results on Tuesday the 24th of March. Now the shares in the DIY chain store owner have taken an absolute hammering, if you'll pardon the expression. They were already weak due to feeble consumer confidence in the core markets of the UK and France, due to the failed turnaround plan under now departed boss Véronique Laurie, and also due to a pair of profit warnings that it dished out last March and last September. Then the viral outbreak came along to add to the company's long list of potential woes. As I see it here, the shares trade no higher than they did in autumn 2008, when the great financial crisis was ripping around the globe. Kingfisher's done its best to keep shareholders informed about the possible impact of the COVID-19 outbreak upon its operations. In a trading statement on the 16th of March, new boss Thierry Garnier reassured that like-for-like sales in February were up 7.2% year-on-year, although the increase was 2.3%, adjusting for the effects of the extra trading days provided by the leap year. Now, the boss also noted that 95% of Chinese suppliers had reopened and were supplying the firm again, and that the company had inventory of over £2.5 billion worth of kit on hand. However, Monsieur Garnier did flag that France has ordered the closure of all non-essential places for a month up to April 14. Now that will close 221 Castorama and Brico Dépôt stores, and since France is around a third of group sales, this will be a potential hit, even though Kingfisher is looking to online sales and click and collect to compensate in France, and over 1,100 shops in the UK and in Eastern Europe are open, at least for now. Now, all of that means analysts and investors will look to 4 key numbers when the full year results are released. The first is the headline group like-for-like sales figure. At the third quarter stage, Kingfisher showed a decline of 3.7% on a constant currency basis, the second straight drop and the fourth decline in 5 quarters, so momentum was already fairly weak. Then analysts will look to the geographic trends. In the third quarter, on a constant currency basis again, like-for-like sales fell just 1% in the UK and Ireland, 5.2% in international operations that are mainly Eastern Europe, and 6.1% in France. Attention will then switch to the third figure, pre-tax profit. For the full year, analysts are looking for a small increase in adjusted pre-tax profit to £583 million, although that's way down from the forecast that were carrying before the March and September profit warnings of last year. In the unlikely event Monsieur Garnier feels able to give any guidance for the year to January 2021, well, analysts are looking for a 4% drop in adjusted pre-tax profit to £557 million. Finally, we come to the dividend and the balance sheet. A 9-year streak of dividend growth ended in the year to January 2019, when Kingfisher left the payment unchanged at 10.82 pence a share. Analysts are looking for the same number for the year just ended, and the same number again for the year just begun, and there are no expectations for a special dividend or a share buyback. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.